Hey, how's it going, ladies and gentlemen? It looks like Warhammer has been on a roll lately, especially with all the new outcomings and stuff, and bringing out new miniatures and new battle forces, combat patrols, and etc. etc. Probably some new arrowheads, which I did see, which I don't talk very much about, the Age of Sigmar, so I'll probably start doing that. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is bringing you a new conquest for the ages, dark and new combat force. Yeah. It's for the Horus Heresy side of Warhammer, if you guys don't know about that. And which is really confusing is that there are different types of games for different types of segments, and I'm gonna be honest, the Horus Heresy side is looking pretty badass as it is. I mean, seeing a lot of their characters and stuff is just phenomenal. But the new combat force, Legion of Astartes, these look like they're probably horses from the color scheme and stuff. The cool thing is that they don't have permanent badges on the side of their arms. I think they're just stencils, so if you want to change them not to Horus Heresy or Horuses, Sons of Horuses, you can change them to, like Salamanders or Iron Warriors or Raven Guard or, Space Wolves, Blood Angels, etc., etc., etc. But they're looking pretty cool, especially this guy with the servo skull above his head. Probably like a two-way communicator. I'm assuming that's the captain there. Why is the plasma pistols look so fucking junky? Look at that thing. It doesn't look like a normal plasma pistol. It looks so dorky. It does. It looks like a squirt gun filled with water. The sword looks like it's been bent. Oh, look at that. That's a whole rocket brigade right there. See, I wonder why we don't see these rockets no longer in the... Actually, I don't think I've ever seen a rocket in Warhammer unless it was mounted to some type of weird gun or something like that. But I haven't seen like an actual separated rocket launcher besides from, I think the Gene Stealers has one, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, the rocket launchers, I remember watching one of the videos, is with the Titans and the Warhammer Plus. By the way, if you're not subscribed, you should probably subscribe to Warhammer if you support them that much, at least a little bit of subscription, and you get exclusive miniature. Not paid to do that, just telling you guys that some of the videos, they kind of give you a little bit more insight on things. And I was looking at this earlier, and I was trying to determine if this was what are they called? I'm assuming it's a dreadnought of some sort, but because of the face plating in this hull right here, it looks like a Centurion, which I think the Custodians are the only ones that have those. But I think they do have some. I know they're from the Dark Age. It's not a Sentinel dreadnought, because the shoulder pads ain't boasting, but I mean, look at that gun, and look at that. Like, you're gonna do a lot of damage, and you get a tank. Take all your little miniatures in there with the heavy bolters on top, and very unnecessary amount of exhaust ports. Jeez, I do like the hatch on there. That is pretty cool. And assuming that this is all decal or maybe painted on, so you don't have to worry about if you're wanting to run a different Legion, you don't have to go like, oh shit. And then they got some Mechanicus combat force. Ooh. Which, again, watching that video, you see that watching Warhammer Plus, you'll see some of this stuff in there, which is pretty cool actually to watch it lifelike and how they portray it works. So that's actually pretty cool. Look, that's a plasma cannon right there. I'm assuming these are just normal heavy bolters. I'm gonna assume. Okay, now I'm a little confused. I can't remember what the Mechanicus use. Do they use actual round weaponry, or do they use las weapons or something? And these guys with their chain glaives and crushing hands. Yeah, see, look, he's got a magazine fed right up in there. He's got a bolter and a heavy cannon on the top. So does he. Yeah, then, okay. Yeah, there we go. And then him, the Mac Daddy of them all. The big boy. Boy with the big double-barrel gun and a huge-ass plasma cannon on the top. I know that's not a plasma. I know it has a name. I can't remember the name. I sure as hell can't remember what the hell these things are called. I know these ain't humans. These are robots. but I know that the Mechanicus sees them as a human as themselves, especially with that serval skull right there. I'm assuming that's pretty much, it used to be human, and then he was like, guess what, going full robot. But they're very well in detail. That's another thing. I can't understand how Horus Heresy has that. And I'm assuming this is their version of the Astra Militarum, but it's the solar blah blah. Again, it's that great reason. The reason I say that's because they're pretty much humans. It looks like they don't look like they're 6 foot fucking giant space marines. They're 5 foot midgets running around. But them, they have a bigger number cast. Yeah, because like if you look at the box sets, yeah. So the Space Marines get 22 miniatures in their set. These guys only get 9, and then these guys gets 28. So these guys get a little bit more. Which, I don't know how the points comparison and all this. I'm supposed to be looking at the other guys, but I'm just doing a quick, footnote in here, getting that all in there. But I'm trying to figure out how the point situation works with all these, because I know everybody has points, and this counts as a point force. And then this counts as a point force. And I think since he's a captain, I think he counts as a separate point force. Because I think he's an individual compared to this unit here, where these units are separate units. But I think he probably leads this unit, while this unit doesn't get lead by anybody or something. I don't know. Again, never played my first tabletop yet, so there's a lot of rules going over, and I got lost. And like these ones, do these operate separately? Does these got a captain? Does these have a point man? Like what? I mean, with the lower number, I mean, if this counts as a unit, I mean, you're already down like half the army size of these guys. I don't know, maybe they get like better saves or some shit, or better wounds, or better rolls. I don't know. I assume these guys, since these guys are the Astra Militarum version, I'm assuming that they would get better rolls. And like, look at the las rifles in this. They look completely different. Same as the plasma pistol. Like, their plasma pistol only as janky as that other dude's plasma pistol. And you got a banner running guy. I'm assuming that's a communications. There's your captain, just because of the headpiece. And the rest of them are just all foot soldiers. I do like it that they all have, looks like these guys have the same movement look. These guys have the same movement look, but different like aiming sets. Like he's got more of a down shoulder, he's got more of an upper shoulder. You know, the feet don't change, but at least, the tops do a little bit to kind of make them feel a little bit more variety base. Let's see what these guys over here are. Alright, so it's like I can't fucking breathe in this damn thing. Another banner wearer guy with a sword. Another plasma pistol wielder with a power fist. Looks like this is like your communication team or your scout team, which like with him like that, he's probably a captain, while he's probably a lieutenant, if I had to guess. He's probably got more of a higher rank just because he's got a little bit of color in there. And he's also got a power fist. Does this one have ribbons on his? Yeah, he doesn't have ribbons. So so he's got ribbons, so I'm assuming that he's a lieutenant. But the banner looks nice. Sword, armor, and everything. Yeah, looking pretty good. And then sentinels. No, not sentinels. Scout things or whatever, I can't remember. Again, I'm not a big vehicle guy. I don't go into the vehicles. I'm like in the miniatures themselves, the individuals. So, yeah, a lot of these stuff, like how I just trying to figure out what's the difference between a Lehman Russ and a Bane Blade. And I think a Bane Blade's bigger than a Lehman Russ, or Lehman Russ was known as the biggest tank. I can't fucking remember on those vehicles. I probably should. But this is cool. This one looks like it's a heavy laser gun or some type of cannon shooter, because it's got a rolling, and then you got your flamer unit right here, which it's kind of funny because the flamer unit's more covered than the guy who's shooting a long-range weapon, which, I mean, it makes sense because you're shooting plasma fire out there here, but you think they'd both be covered the same amount. But these guys look pretty cool, and like the leggings and stuff, at least they're different. They've got individuality. It's not like you're putting two the same together. Then the tank. Look at that bad boy. Cannon, las cannon, flamer. You got like everything all put into one. And then your crap scraper scoots all that poop out of the way. Anybody that's left over corpses on the ground, just like, yeah, we ain't gonna run them over, we're just gonna scoop them out of the way. Man, Horus Heresy looks pretty good. That's about it. That's all that they have for the day. They don't have anything else. But I mean, I don't know when this miniature pack's supposed to drop. Does it say it in here? Each combat forces will be available. Pre-order soon. Keep your eyes. No, you fucking cunts. So let's just say probably within the week or within the month. I'd say 2 to a month is when this will be dropped for all our Horus Heresy brethrens out there and sisters that play this game top. But hey, you know, at least they're coming out with decent packs. I'm assuming these packs are probably, I think the Horus Heresy is either more expensive or less than the 40K. I can't remember. The packaging's much nicer, I'll tell you that. Packaging just looks beautiful. I've stolen enough time. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace, motherfuckers.